was starting in the studio. Slash, can you tell us about World on Fire as a song?
World on Fire is one of the... It was a riff that I wrote when we were on the road, and I think we jammed it in a few sound checks and stuff as we were on tour last year. And when we started doing it in pre-production, it was just the most sort of... It was a very in-your-face, straight-ahead rock and roll jam.
We also are with Myles as well. Myles, can you tell us about World on Fire?
World on Fire is not a political thing. People have taken it as it's political or it's a statement about the world. It's really, the idea behind that song is to seize the day. It's about, realizing that this moment could be it, and live for the moment, carpe diem, however you want to articulate it. But the lyrics are somewhat provocative and somewhat carnal in nature.
About the song lyrically, because Slash, you put the music to it, Myles, you write.
When Myles started writing lyrics, so I think the work title for it in the beginning was "I Want to Pull Your Hair," so it was all about sex at the time. And then so I think Myles picked up on that and turned it into the ultimate sort of let's do it now kind of sex song, And there's a couple of great lines in there. I mean, you can go a lot of different places with it, but there's a line in there that says this might be the last moment or something like that. And it's really like, let's do it like there's no tomorrow.
Okay, now I'm going to play Beneath the Savage Sun, and then you can tell us about that track.
was a blood-red summer, one I can't forget. When you took the one thing all in this world I had left, for I will remember until the end of time. If it takes forever, retribution will be mine. This I know in the end, but I wanted you to know that I won't forget. No, and I feel you hear us crying for the ones we lost and loved underneath the savage sun. How many killing seasons can you justify? How many dead and bleeding only for an ivory lie? Or was it for the money? Or was it for the thrill? If I could have my way, no, yours would be a bright-eyed spill. But I won't, not today, 'cause revenge is best served cold. This I know, so I wait. Oh, and I feel you hear us cry
Beneath the Savage Sun we've just heard. Slash, can you tell us a bit about Beneath the Savage Sun? Because there's a lot of rumours that it's to do with elephants.
Well, Beneath the Savage Sun is a song which is pretty dear to my heart because it has to do with elephant poaching, and it sort of raises some awareness to that subject, which, being an animal activist myself, it's something I'm glad to be able to be an advocate, against animal poaching of any kind, but elephants especially at this point. The origins are very simple, but somehow it turned into this epic song, which I don't even know how that happened. It's just, I definitely had ideas as it went along, and then I found this middle section that I'd written separately that I just seemed to me like I had to go digging through my computer trying to remember where that particular thing I recorded was. And because I recorded so much stuff and they were all very short, I ended up, it took me an hour, but then I finally found it and put the two together, and it just turned into this really cool open.
So Myles, what's your favourite song on the album?
One of my favorite tracks is The Dissident, which was originally titled Conscientious Objector. Try saying that 3 times as fast as you can. But I think that we all agreed that title was a little ridiculous. So we changed it, and the theme of the song is basically about somebody who's at battle or at war, and it suddenly kind of comes to the realization that he or she doesn't necessarily believe in what they're fighting for anymore, and questions that. And so it's kind of a heavy subject matter, but what's interesting about it is it's very poppy at the same time. It's it's got a certain hook to it. So there's a contradiction there, which I personally find kind of compelling.
So what was it like musically to play?
Musically, it was a riff that I had really, really early on, that sort of melody that this whole song is focused around. And it was just a single note melody that I had, and I really couldn't figure out how that was supposed to turn into a song. But Myles really liked it, and I just had to be patient with it, and finally I started to get an arrangement going, and it worked out pretty well.
Welcome back. Still got Slash and Myles in the studio. Slash, you've had a couple of art problems. Can I ask how that's going on, if you don't mind?
Well, what happened was a little excessive drinking, I would say.
So how much were you drinking then, Slash?
It was a good half gallon of vodka a day at home. Then I would go out, and this went on for about 10 years.
Bloody hell, so you were really, truly drunk then. So you went to the doctors. What you had?
The cardiomyopathy.
So what's that?
It means basically it's a virus that your heart gets, and it weakens your heart muscle.
What did they give you to sort that out then?
They told me I had 6 days to 6 weeks to live. Yeah. I was like, I don't think so. So they said, well, what we want you to do is obviously stop drinking and do some minor exercises to sort of build it, And I did that, and I had my sights on going out and finishing the tour, because this happened during the tour, and I had to cancel a bunch of days. So I was really focused on getting back on the road. I wasn't really thinking about the possibility of really dying. I didn't care what the doctor was doing, and eventually got back on the road. But I recovered, which is an amazing thing, because a couple of people I know have died from the same thing.
What did the quack give you? Did they give you like a pacemaker or something?
They gave me a defibrillator, like a type of...
So where did you put that then? Did you put it in your big top hat?
Yeah, there was a lot of drugs.
Have you quit all that now then? Taking the drugs?
I haven't in about a year and a half. And I went for a good year, and then I started with the wine, started snowballing again.
So why do we call you Slash then? Because if I turn around and translate Slash into like a slang, it means having a shit. Having a slash. So why do we call you Slash then?
Well, it was a nickname that Seymour Cassell used to call me that. I used to be best friends, I was still good friends with his son Matt, and so I used to hang out over at their house, and he always used to call me Slash, and basically he says it was because I was always in a hurry, I was always hustling, this and that, so he always saw me on the go, on the fly. So he used to call me Slash, and it just stuck. My friends started to call me that, and it just became a permanent nickname.
Yeah, there's still going to be a lot of comments about that name, you know that, don't you? It can also mean like you're actually slashed out, you can't move as well when you're drunk. they could also translate it to that time. But you started music at a very young age, didn't you?
Started playing when I was 15, but I was raised around music my whole life.
Because when you were growing up, you had a lot of bands and artists that was in the town you was in, and you lived next to them.
There was a neighbor, Joni Mitchell, Neil Young, some of the guys from the Eagles. There was a lot of people back.
How are things with Axl Rose now?
We haven't really spoke, but I think what I would like to sort of do is clear some of the air. The media has sort of perpetrated a lot of negative energy about the whole thing, and I think I probably helped too, because I think when I started doing press when Revolver first started, I was still bitter about the whole Guns N' Roses breakup, and I didn't have anything really positive to say. Sort of air that out if I can. We just haven't spoke. You know, it's not really that big a deal. When I left the band, that sort of long relationship that we had was sort of bruised, I'd say. And so we just haven't really, you know, I haven't even run into him, which is sort of...
But when you first met or something, you used to stay at your house or something?
When he and I first met, he shacked up at my house when I was still living at my mom's house, and we had some interesting situations. We'd first met, and I didn't really know him that well, and one morning I took off, went to work, and I guess he got, in the afternoon, he woke up, went up and passed out on my grandmother's couch.
Really?
Right. My mom, I came home from work, my mom said, you know, that guy Axl, you know, I came home, he was asleep on the couch, grandmother had nowhere to sit. You know, he had to get up and whatnot, so he went downstairs, and so I thought, well, you know, I had to confront this issue. So we had rehearsal that night, and we got in the car, and I very delicately put it to him that was sort of rude and whatever, and his reaction was to jump out of the car. It was probably about 35, 40 miles. And I realized that what I'd said to him had offended him. Right? So from that point on, it was sort of kid gloves.
So do you think you'll ever get back together?
You know, I can't really tell what goes on in the future. I'm sort of more in the how that's all going to happen. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it's been 12 years or something.
So were you guys in like a particular rock and roll band? Let's try to set fire to a couch and chuck it out the window. Let's put a car into a pool of water. Let's snort ants. Was Ozzy's motif. So what were you guys like?
There was a lot of that. Being bored, being in a place that's not necessarily your own, so you don't have to take good care of it, and just trying to, get the hours to pass by. Plus, you're usually inebriated, but then you get the bills, and it's not.
So when did all this drug taking, alcohol addiction, chucking lighted sofas out of the windows, TVs, you name it's probably happened in the rock and roll history, but when did it stop?
When the band could afford it, they put a security guard on me, and his job was basically to follow me around and try and keep me out of trouble, which became really ultimately a big game. So I would do stuff on purpose just to see if he could catch me. And he sort of I put him through the paces.
Yeah.
And at one time you chucked a bottle of JD, Jack Daniels, at a TV screen, is that right?
Locked me in my room, and he was sitting outside the door, and I was pissed off and drunk, and I tossed the Jack Daniels bottle at the TV set, and then subsequently fell asleep. And so, actually one of the thing that he did, which was actually really cool, he didn't have to do, is he went in my room, he took the TV set, he climbed out the window so as no one would see him going down the hall with it, went out on the ledge, went to the room next door, switched TV set.
here with Slash. Slash, I was going to go down and see Angus and the new Guns N' Roses, but the security staff won't let you in. Do you want to tell us about that?
I went down to the joint in Las Vegas. I knew that Guns was playing. I thought this will be interesting. You know, New Year's Eve, and me and the missus went down there, and management had made it so that nobody would let me in. Word got around that I was coming, and so I got there and I got in my hotel room, and we were about to walk out the door, and there's a knock on the door, and security going, "We can't let you in." I was like, "Come on, it's no big deal. What am I going to do? You know, like, what's the big problem?" And they said, "No, we've got strict orders not to let you back." But it wasn't an Axl thing. I always stress that it was management. Probably be bad for the show if I sort of showed up. It might distract Axl from what he was doing or whatever. Which, you know, obviously I wasn't going to do. I just wanted to sort of stand in the front of the stage and see Guns N' Roses from the other side.
Let's just wrap it up there. Thanks for coming, Slash. Bye.
Stay here any longer. The time has come to fly, a distant calling. It only seems to get much stronger. And I know it's hard to see the one you come to lean on make his way. They are no one, but I can't stay. I won't stop running. I'm only getting closer to getting off the ground this time. The sky is calling, the wind is at my shoulders. Won't let this chance pass me by. Well, Mama, I'm meant to fly. Remember yesterday, before the storm, before the innocence was lost. I promised I would stay forevermore. But every boy in time moves on. Your wounds will heal someday. This I know, but I am restless and so torn. I can't stay here anymore. I won't stop running. I'm only getting closer to getting on the ground this time. The sky is calling, the wind is at my shoulders. Won't let this chance pass me by. Mama, I'm meant to fly. I can feel it coming. A perfect storm is rising. Gotta save my last goodbye. No, I'm meant to fly. Mama, don't you cry, don't you worry. I cannot stay here any longer. I won't stop running, I'm only getting closer to getting off the ground this time. The sky is calling, the wind is at my shoulders. Won't let this chance pass me by. Mama, I'm meant to fly.
/thank you Myles for stopping by. Here's Leonard Skinner.